Welcome, founders and brand owners, to this explainer. Today, we're going to fundamentally shift exactly how you view cosmetic packaging. Think about it. You pour your absolute heart, your soul, and frankly, a ton of capital into your formula, your branding, and your marketing strategy. But packaging? Well, it's so often left to the very end. It is time to stop treating it as an aesthetic afterthought and start treating it as your ultimate front-loaded business survival system. Let's face it, there's a pretty harsh reality gap in beauty launches. You start out with this incredibly romantic vision, a beautiful Pinterest board of clean Italian minimalism meeting apothecary warmth. It feels inspiring, it feels exactly like your brand, but here's the catch. Your factory cannot manufacture a feeling. They need to know if the viscosity of your new face oil is going to seep right through the threading of a minimalist cap. To actually make your vision exist in the real world, they need cold, hard data. We're talking 3D technical drawings, exact formula viscosities, and precise fill weights. It's a really jarring shift from the creative right into the mechanical. And this disconnect, it's exactly what Isabella Lee, Jarsking's creative director of design, points out as the trap that destroys beauty launches before they even begin. Falling into this exact gap between an inspirational creative vision and physical mechanical execution is what silently drains your capital. It creates massive delays, pure panic, and compromised final products that just do not live up to your initial dream. Okay, so how do we fix this? Let's dive into a rigorous 5-step masterclass right now. We'll cover the reality gap, why mood boards are strategy and not just decor, the formal packaging proposal, how to solve 5 specific brand situations, and finally, we'll break down the bottom line business case. Section 1. The beauty launch reality gap. It's time to rethink the tools of creation. We've got to start with a vital paradigm shift regarding the tools you thought you knew, starting with a heavily misunderstood mood board. We really need to completely redefine the mood board. It isn't just some cute visual collage of 46 saved images on your phone. A true packaging mood board is a strategic alignment document. It's literally the very first moment where your creative intent is forced to shake hands with manufacturing reality. A properly built mood board answers the most expensive engineering questions before a single physical component is ever specified, and that saves you weeks of agonizing back and forth emails with an overseas factory. A real mood board built for manufacturing actually maps out the vital anatomy of your product. You've got to lock in your material mood early on. Are you absorbing the high shipping costs of heavy premium glass? Or are you utilizing PCR, which is post-consumer recycled plastic, by the way, to meet your brand sustainability targets? It outlines specific surface treatments, like frosted acid etching or UV spot coating, but most importantly, it defines your retail context. A frosted glass bottle might look absolutely stunning under the bright, clinical lights of a Sephora shelf, catching the eye of a shopper walking by. But actually, that exact same bottle might look completely washed out or even invisible on a smartphone screen during a dimly lit TikTok unboxing. Your manufacturing partner has to know where this product is going to live. Moving right along to Section 2, the formal packaging proposal. This is about turning your vision into a real business initiative. Once that strategic baseline is firmly set by your mood board, we move to the next vital phase, which is transforming that aligned mood board into a formal proposal. Now, there is a massive difference between getting a generic quote and a formal proposal. A quote, that just hands you a price tag for a jar. It leaves you incredibly vulnerable to hidden costs down the line. But a formal proposal acts as a comprehensive business contract. It details exactly what the engineering solution is, why it fits your brand's specific formula without leaking or oxidizing, and exactly how it's going to be brought to life on the assembly line. A formal proposal must map out the critical engineering elements for you. We're talking about highly specific material choices here, like choosing the exact plastic resin type or deciding between a heavy zinc alloy called Zamac to give a luxury weight to your caps versus a lightweight aluminum. It covers your exact decoration techniques and your lead time roadmap. But perhaps most crucially, it defines your MOQ, the minimum order quantity per component. Knowing whether your factory requires 5,000 or 50,000 units upfront is the single most important variable for your cash flow planning. Tying up a massive chunk of your operating capital in empty plastic jars just because you didn't understand the MOQ, that's a total nightmare scenario for any founder. All right, Section 3, solving 5 brand situations, which is all about applying these tools to your specific life cycle stage. Let's see how this process actually solves the highly specific challenges you're facing right now, regardless of your brand's current size. Your packaging solution must adapt to your exact business life cycle. Let's say you're an indie startup trying to protect early capital. you need manageable 5 to 10,000 piece minimums using pre-existing stock molds, which you then elevate with custom finishes so you don't look like everyone else. Scaling brands, they must pivot to focus heavily on retail compliance and drop testing, ensuring the product actually survives the supply chain. Established brands need sub-brand equity architecture to balance the parent brand's legacy with the fresh appeal of a new launch. Private labels have to use surface transformations to totally escape that generic off-the-shelf look. And if you're a luxury or prestige house, you demand exact physical material samples, like checking the shore hardness, which is simply the engineering metric that dictates exactly how squishy or firm a silicone applicator feels, because luxury has absolutely zero tolerance for manufacturing surprises. Section 4, the 6-stage manufacturing pipeline, from ideation all the way to delivery. So how does a vertically integrated partner actually pull all this off without dropping the ball or outsourcing accountability? Well, a vertically integrated manufacturer doesn't outsource accountability. They navigate a super seamless 6-stage in-house pipeline. It kicks off of your discovery and brand brief, moves straight through mood boards, and goes into a formalized proposal. Then comes sampling, sometimes even offering a 1-hour 3D modeling demo so you can see your component rendered perfectly in real time before a single expensive mold is ever cut. Once tooling and mass production wrap up, everything undergoes final quality control using strict AQL, or acceptable quality limit standards. This is the statistical measurement used to rigorously verify that a production run meets your criteria, ensuring every single defect is caught before a pallet ever gets loaded onto an export vessel heading for your warehouse. Finally, Section 5, the bottom line business case. And we're going to look at the severe cost of skipping this process. Now for the climax. Let's look at the harsh math and review the bottom line business case for why treating packaging as a post-development afterthought is a fatal error. If you decide to skip the formal mood board and proposal phases, you are staring down the barrel of over $12,500 in completely unplanned out-of-pocket costs. Where does that brutal number come from? It's driven by expensive emergency mold revisions because your formula leaked in transit, and total carton redesigns when you fail a retailer's strict compliance check. For an indie or a scaling brand, a sudden $12,000 hit to the budget is a massive blow to your early marketing capital. And right after that massive cash burn, you're going to suffer 15 weeks of lost time. Yes, 15 weeks. This comes from the agonizing back and forth resampling cycles required to fix entirely preventable mistakes. In the beauty industry, retailers plan their shelf space and planograms months in advance. A 15-week delay is easily enough time to blow completely past your planned Q3 launch window, forcing the retailer to move on to the next brand in line and permanently burning your relationship with that retail buyer. As we look at the landscape for 2026 and beyond, the market is entirely unforgiving. Consumers and retailers alike demand that your packaging effortlessly balances incredible sensorial impact, like a heavy, luxurious feel, with rigorous 100% recyclable sustainability credentials, all while maintaining high-level physical shelf performance. Trying to hit all those complex marks without a structured engineering-first process, you're basically just relying on expensive luck. And luck is definitely not a business strategy. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought to consider for your next launch. Are you still treating your packaging as a last-minute procurement task, merely shopping around for jars? Or are you ready to build a front-loaded business system that actually guarantees your brand's survival on the shelf? The process is right here. It's up to you to use it.